Right now at 6, a day after a fire gutted and destroyed a mill, demolition continues in Woonsocket. We have the latest live from the scene. 3 school districts in the Ocean State have been awarded a grant prize, what those schools will be using the money for. Plus, a local animal rescue made the startling discovery: rat poison left on a fence. Now they're asking for the public's help. We have that story and more. Good Morning Providence starts right now.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, Good Morning Providence.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us at 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. I'm Caitlin Gelhaus. It is Tuesday, July 30th. Cannot believe it. Take a look over in Richmond, Rhode Island, over the preserve there. And speaking of this beautiful weather, yesterday not so great, but today very nice. We're going to check in with ABC6 Storm Tracker meteorologist Ceci Del Carmen. She's here with your first forecast of the morning at 6. Ceci, I just said it. It was a miserable Monday, as we called it, and I think some sunshine is on the radar for today, right?
Yes, absolutely. We're seeing some clouds out there at the moment, and we're dealing with some fog, but overall, looking forward to a nice day. Visibility is going down even a little bit more in Smithfield, down to 3 miles at the moment, half a mile in the Worcester area. If you're planning to head into that direction, just keep in mind and give yourself extra time. You will be encountering that thick, dense fog. Down to 6 miles at the airport at the moment. Current dew points 70 in the city, Newport 69, as well as North Kingstown. Now, what about the temperatures? Those temperatures are similar to those dew points, and that is why that fog is developing. Dry conditions out there at the moment, but that storm system that brought us that miserable scenario yesterday, swirling still over northern portions of New Hampshire, and we have more incoming as we head into tomorrow. But in the meantime, let's take in the now, the present, correct? It is a gift. 69 in Providence with some clouds, that wind out of the south, 7 miles per hour, upper 60s, and the morning and evening commute. No issues on the roads. And notice those temperatures, upper 70s this morning, and or low 70s and upper 70s as we head into the evening. Throughout the rest of the day, we'll be seeing some peaks of sunshine. Temperatures back to seasonable in the mid-80s. We're in store for some heat and humidity on the way. Details ahead. Caitlin?
Thanks, Ceci. And she was just referring to that commuter forecast. Let's take a look at the roads out there, what we're seeing now that it's a little after 6 o'clock. As you're getting out there for your morning commute, we're taking a look over there at Thurber's Avenue, and we can also take a look at our drive times right now, as they're going to pop up on your screen. 114 northbound Whitechurch to 195, okay there. 95 northbound Route 4 to Thurber's Ave, 10 minutes, and Route 1 northbound Kingstown Road to Route 4, the split, 11 minutes. All green, all okay, no reports of any accidents or backups right now. Still early, so hopefully those of you on your way to work don't have any issues. And we do have some breaking news from Providence this morning. Police were on scene at Atwells Avenue for an investigation. Our ABC6 News photographer was on the scene at the intersection of Dean Street and Atwells Avenue. You can see a motorcycle and a damaged car. Our photographer did not see any injuries. There was an ambulance at the scene, however, and we've reached out to the Providence Police Department for more information, and we'll bring you all of the latest on air, online, and on our Now Local news app as we learn more. And emergency crews are returning to an abandoned chemical mill this morning after it went down in a massive fire yesterday. We first brought you that story as breaking news right here on Good Morning Providence. And our very own ABC6 News reporter Josh Kerman is right back there this morning to break down what residents can expect today and the latest on any concerns. He's joining us live from Woonsocket with more. Josh, what can you tell us?
Now, 24 hours later, or more than 24 hours later, crews are still here on scene in Woonsocket, and a warning for commuters if you're coming out, and if your morning drive happens to include Privilege Street, you are going to notice it is blocked off for a good portion as crews remain to keep an eye on these last vestiges of the abandoned mill to make sure that they don't fall into the roadway on any of the buildings. Now, after responding to a call around 1 o'clock Monday morning, Woonsocket fire crews spent all day fighting this fire here on Privilege Street, trying to clean up the aftermath on scene. Now, bricks from the mill had spilled into the roadway yesterday with a hope to bring crews in to knock down the remaining structures before they could fall and hit any of the other buildings nearby. Now, residents were shocked to see the fallout, but they weren't necessarily surprised that this happened.
Like I said, I'm really not surprised. You know, we have a lot of old mills in the area, and with all the manufacturing previously, a lot of oil and whatnot on the floors and things, so.
Now, crews are expected to come out today to handle the rest of the demolition. As far as environmental concerns, DEM tells us they worked with Hazmat yesterday to identify any concerns in air pollution, but did not find anything of note. They also took a look at Harris Pond, located just behind the mill, for any concerns there. They didn't find anything yesterday, but they do plan to send out crews today to check again. Now, you can see this is still actually smoking. It's not just mist. We saw actual fire pick up at this site not long ago, so we will keep an eye on this as our coverage continues today as they get into that demolition. For now, live in Woonsocket, Josh Kerman, ABC6 News.
Thanks, Josh, and we'll check back in with him around 6:30 as well. The Woonsocket Water Division says the water advisory should be resolved today for anyone living in the area. It confirmed the mill fire was the cause of residents seeing discolored water. And Janet from Woonsocket, a viewer, says this was the color of their water from the sink on Monday morning. If you still see this brown water today, the Water Division recommends you use an outside spigot to flush your lines and avoid using hot water to stop sediment from being drawn into your tanks. And as we get more information at the scene, we'll bring that to you right here on air, online, and as you can see on our Now Local News app. Jury selection is expected to continue today in the trial of a woman accused of being an accomplice to a deadly hit and run. 17-year-old Olivia Passaretti, an East Greenwich High School junior, was hit by a suspected drunk driver on New Year's Day back in 2022. Aramis Segura and his girlfriend Alicia Peckham were charged with multiple felonies in the hit and run crash. Both have pleaded not guilty. And I spoke with Passaretti's parents outside of the courthouse yesterday.
Nothing brings her back. Nothing.
And this is only part one.
You know, we still are waiting for the monster that drove her off the road at 100 miles an hour. His trial should be coming.
No word on when Segura's trial will begin, but he is set for a pretrial conference in August. Peckham's trial continues at Kent County Superior Court this morning. And the suspect in a weekend murder in Providence remains in custody this morning following his arraignment. And now we've learned a lot more about the victim as well. 56-year-old Sean Slaughter is facing 3 charges, including murder following Saturday's deadly shooting at the Walmart on Silver Spring Street. According to Providence police, Slaughter and the victim, 51-year-old Eric Campbell, got into an argument while doing maintenance work, which led to Slaughter shooting Campbell. Campbell dying on the scene. Officials also tell us both men were from Alabama. And in a statement to ABC6 News, a representative from Walmart says the store on Silver Spring Street will be, quote, working closely with law enforcement as needed through the course of this investigation. And right now in Foster, an animal rescue league is asking for the public's help after one of its dogs was poisoned with rat poison. According to officials at Vintage Pet Rescue, multiple large pieces of rat poison were found on top of their fences that then fell into their yards. One dog had to be hospitalized after it ate a piece. That dog is expected to be okay. Now the shelter is asking the public, though, to come forward if you do know anything about the incident. In Middletown, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee will tour Gaudet Middle School to see the state's Beyond the Bell program in action. The program is part of McKee's Learn 365 RI initiative and would see Middletown's K-12 students learning through activities and clubs before the school year begins. The governor is going to tour that program at 12:30 today. The Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank has announced awards for 3 school systems to address the water in the schools. Terre Haute, Foster, and Scituate will split the $1.7 million grant to upgrade their drinking water systems to make sure they've eliminated PFAS from the water. The RIIB, in a release, says it still has more than $30 million in grant funding still available to fix outdated water systems. Meanwhile, the Cranston West Little League Softball 10U team is heading to New York following their state championship win. Now looking to win a regional championship. Mayor Ken Hopkins, among other local leaders, are going to be expressing their support for the team, followed by a really cool police escort as the girls hit the road on their journey to Staten Island. The event is going to take place at Brayton Park this morning at 10 o'clock. And then tonight, to help the CWLL girls get to Staten Island, the Thirsty Beaver Pub and Grub in Cranston is hosting a fundraiser. There's going to be raffles as well as donations at the door. all part of the CWLL's Road to the World Series. That fundraiser is at 6 o'clock at the Thirsty Beaver on Atwood Avenue. And an update this morning on the Vineyard wind turbine blade crisis in Nantucket. Several sections of a turbine blade detached, sending debris into the water and onto the turbine platform. That's according to a new update from the company, GE Vernova, and the detachment was not unexpected. This is the first time in a week more debris has fallen from the turbine. Now the U.S. Coast Guard is establishing a 500-meter safety zone around this area. Maritime crews are working to contain and remove the debris. Town officials are reminding the public, notify authorities if any debris ends up on your property. The Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management announcing it will begin treating targeted sections of the state to stop the infestation of spotted lanternflies. The DEM will focus on transportation areas and parks for the sprayings. Tomorrow, spraying will begin in Lincoln, Smithfield, Providence, and Pawtucket. They say this time of year is when lanternflies grow to their full adult size. They eat fruit crops and trees, and they spread through human movement. So if you do see one around, RIDEM is asking residents to immediately destroy the pest if you can. The Rhode Island Department of Health is also recommending an area pond may be reopened. Bacteria levels in the Hope Community Service Pond in Scituate have now gone down to safe levels. RIDO says they will continue to monitor the waters all the way throughout Labor Day. The Cranston League for Cranston Futures will host a ribbon cutting on a $1.2 million addition now completed for their building after 10 months of work. Mayor Ken Hopkins and other elected officials joining the Cranston community for the grand opening today. That includes renovated doorways, common areas, bathrooms, a new gym floor, and bleachers. That ribbon cutting is set to begin this morning at 11 o'clock. And it's 6:12. Still to come on Good Morning Providence. Gas prices in southern New England continue to fluctuate as the first day of school is creeping closer and closer. Plus, 2 churches in Natick, Massachusetts are distraught after an act of hate. We'll tell you what they had to say after the break. And let's also check in with Ceci. What can we expect for weather today?
Caitlin, thank you. We're seeing some clouds out there. We're also dealing with some fog, so give yourself extra time if you're heading out the door at the moment. Seasonable temperatures today, changes in the forecast, details in a few moments.
You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC 6 News. We'll be right back.
This is Tony, and this is Tony's Good Feet story.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job. Before my arch supports, I felt defeated. But since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I'm more positive.
Clinically proven, significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out. I would recommend it to anyone.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
How fast can you open a new personal checking account at Washington Trust? Faster than drinking Adele's lemonade. Open your personal checking account in around 5 minutes. Switch all your direct deposits and auto pay securely with just a few clicks. And when you sign up for direct deposit, get $200. Take the fast, easy way to better banking. Switch your personal checking to Washington Trust. What we value is you. Member FDIC.
Febreze. Hi, I use Febreze Fade Defy Plug.
And I use this.
Febreze has a microchip to control scent release, so it smells first day fresh for 50 days.
50 days?
And its refill reminder light means I'll never miss a day of freshness. Febreze Plug.
When you've got a growing family and Bob's turns your kids' room into the perfect playroom, and a homework room, and a secret sleepover room, with plenty of room for puppy playtime, there's only one thing to say.
Oh my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture. My name's Morgan Guillory. I am a cleaning lady, a single mom with 3 kids, and an IQ north of 160. So helping the cops solve a murder is literally the easiest part of my day.
What is she supposed to do?
Spot the things my detectives miss.
Ta-da! This is my first interrogation. When did we get to hit him with the phone book? You want me to go in there and flip the table over?
No.
Let's play millionaire.
I might die.
Wait, what?
The Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Buddy Celebrity Formula works like a charm.
Let's just leave with $100.
How do you feel?
I'm out. Which one of you is smarter?
It would be me.
What's not to love?
If we get this wrong, we have like 4 more chances.
Wait, no, we have no more questions. You're making up rules now. Okay, sorry.
Jimmy Kimmel hosts an all-new Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Wednesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Welcome back to Good Morning Providence. It's 6:15 on this Tuesday morning. It's a cloudy start to the day, but still a beautiful morning, especially compared to yesterday. Adrian just sending this in. Her view from Coventry on our Now Local News app looks beautiful. Definitely different than yesterday. Now, speaking of the weather, let's check in with ABC6 Storm Tracker meteorologist Ceci Del Carmen. Ceci, what do you think of that view there?
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing that video. And, you know, it is overcast in some spots, and some spots dealing with some dense fog, such as is to the north, down to half a mile visibility in Worcester, 2.5 miles already. It does continue to deteriorate across Smithfield, so keep that in mind if you're planning to head north. Give yourself extra time. And to the south, all is okay. That visibility pretty wide and broad. 69 is the temperature in Providence at the moment with that wind out of the south. The current temperatures across the board, 60s. We're seeing some 70s, 72 in Boston, 74 in Plymouth. On the Cape and the Islands, upper 60s, low 70s. And I'm forecasting a seasonable temperature for this afternoon. The normal should be 84. The record stands from back in 1917 and 1933 or 1977 at 97. 71 is the dew point forecast for today. That brings us to the oppressive level, and during the next few days a little bit more of the same. That humidity will remain in place. Look at that, 70s during the next few days. Oh boy, that's going to be so soupy. Satellite radar showing dry conditions overall and a little bit of cloud cover. We'll be seeing some sunshine today though, and we could also be dealing with some scattered showers and scattered thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow. And then once again on Thursday, we could be dealing with that as well. So the hour-by-hour forecast brings us to drier conditions by Friday. So in the meantime, for today, partial sunshine. These temperatures in the mid-80s across the board, mid to upper 80s. So that heat is definitely increasing during the next few days, especially as we head into Thursday and Friday. Behind this system on Wednesday, we'll not only be dealing with those hot temperatures, but also with that high humidity. Boy, let's brace ourselves and prepare for those uncomfortable summer days. It is summer after all. So Thursday, temperatures topping out in the upper 80s, and the 7-day forecast shows us the threat for some showers once again by the weekend. But as of now, we're seeing barely a 30% chance, not anticipating a washout of a weekend. Caitlin?
Thanks, Ceci. We're just a few days away from August, believe it or not. And now we're going to take a look out on the roads. You got your weather. Now we have to look at your traffic. This is Route 146 on our Skycam right now. And let's also get a check on our drive times. They're going to pop up right there right now so we can see 95 southbound, 29 minutes, same as earlier, coming to that Providence Place area where it can tend to get backed up, but looking good right now. 146 southbound, 295 to 95, also looking decent right now. Now, summer travel season may be winding down as the first day of school nears, but as AAA reports, now may be a good time for a road trip as gas prices continue their decline in our region. In Rhode Island, a gallon of gas will set you back $3.41, which is 4 cents cheaper than last week. And in Massachusetts, drivers will be paying $3.48, which is 2 cents cheaper. The national average for a gallon of gas is currently at $3.50, which is unchanged from last week. AAA says the downward trend is happening while the global oil and gas market is cooling, which usually drives demand up. And we asked viewers on the Now Local News app to share what prices they're seeing around southern New England. Mary in Newport says it's $3.40 at Shell, and Ann just found gas for only $3.37. That's a deal. I wonder if it was BJ's gas price member gas price, whatever you call it. You can check gas prices in your area before heading to the pump by using our ABC6 Southern New England gas tracker. You can find it by going to our website, abc6.com, under the Community tab. The Bipartisan Constitutional Convention Commission will meet again this morning for the first public hearing in the lead up to Election Day. Today, the 12-person commission will hear from residents about their concerns on changing the Constitution and what they would want to see in possible amendments. The final report from the commission on these possible amendments will be included in the handbook that's mailed to all registered voters. Then residents will vote for or against changing the Constitution on their ballots in November's general election. Today's meeting is at 11 o'clock. Meanwhile, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey has signed a nearly $58 billion state budget that includes some big news for prospective college students. $117 million has now been set aside to fund free community college. To be eligible for free tuition, students must be Massachusetts residents, attend a public community college at least part-time, and also fill out their FAFSA forms. And 2 churches in Natick, Massachusetts are seeking answers after their pride flags were stolen. Over the weekend, thieves managed to take down the First Congregational Church in Natick's pride, transgender, and mental health awareness flags, replacing them with anti-LGBTQ rhetoric and a Christian flag. Meanwhile, Christ Lutheran Church in Natick says their banner with the world peace over the colors of the rainbow flag was also taken down. Both reverends of the respective churches weighed in on these hostile acts.
And what I saw as I turned the corner was just like black and white. And so not even being able to read the banner yet or knowing what it was, but just seeing that the rainbow had been removed was a kick in the gut.
They hung a flag here, and then on the corner of the church they hung another banner that said Jesus is King.
Natick police are continuing their investigation as no arrests have yet been made. And it's 6:22 on this Tuesday morning. Still to come, a Good Morning Providence. Another day of the Olympics in the books calls for more medals. Plus, the U.S. women's basketball team is on fire as they haven't lost a single game in the 21st century. The latest in Paris coming up. You're watching Good Morning Providence here on ABC6. We'll be right back.
Hey, Ace, where's Louie?
I don't know, JT. I told him about the pool party.
Louie! The outside pool!
On my way! Look, I got the toy! Hands up!
Who else is coming in?
Hello, Ace, this is Troy. Rain or shine, even dog parties, we answer the phone.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% APR when you finance with GM Financial. Or qualified Chevy lessees can lease this Silverado for around $359 a month.
This is Lucky 13.
13 questions are all that stand between tonight's contestants and up to
$1 million.
Sheena Rodriguez and Shaquille O'Neal host Lucky 13. Premieres Thursday on ABC.
Oh, my denture's uncomfortable.
Dracula, let's fight back against discomfort with new Polygrip Power Max Hold and Comfort. It has superior hold, plus keeps us comfy all day with its pressure-absorbing layer.
Time for the bite.
If your mouth could talk, it would ask for
Polygrip.
Live Sunday, September 15th, it's the Emmys. Find out who wins the year's top honors.
I have to put this down. I still don't have the strength.
Zing! Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
When television's biggest night comes to ABC.
I love this part. And the Emmy
goes to...
I'm a winner, baby!
The Emmys, live Sunday, September 15th on ABC and next day on Hulu.
ABC6 is getting you ready to go back to school, and we want to see what you looked like back in the day as we all prepare for another year. Share a photo with us on our Now Local News app and then watch to see it on Good Morning Providence. It's a fun and easy way for everyone to get ready to go back to school.
Now for a recap of the Olympics and a near magnificent performance for the men's gymnastics team. The moment more than a decade in the making. Plus, not since 1992 has the U.S. women's basketball team lost a game. ABC's Chuck Sievertson has the highlights.
A bronze medal for the U.S. men's gymnastics team, their first since 2008. Steven Nedorosik clinching it with a team best in the pommel horse.
I could hear all these guys cheering for Brody and Paul, and I was like, sounds like everything's going really well here. And at that moment, I knew that every guy had hit every single routine. So I have this thing where it's like, if everyone hits before me, I've never missed. And I kind of in that moment was like, all right, let's run it back then. Let's go out there and do our thing.
Japan and China taking gold and silver. Staying on gymnastics, a calf injury will not stop Simone Biles from fully competing in the women's team finals Tuesday. She had a taped ahead of the floor exercise, then posting top scores in the floor and vault. The Americans are heavily favored to win gold. Team USA added 4 medals in the pool, but no gold. Swimmer Ryan Murphy earned a bronze medal in the men's 100-meter backstroke, his 3rd medal in the event and 7th overall in his Olympics career. U.S. women's basketball getting the ball rolling with a rout against Japan. The team going after their 8th straight gold medal, a record they haven't lost since 1992. WNBA MVPs A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart leading the Americans. A silver and bronze finish for Americans Jagger Eaton and Nyjah Houston in men's street skateboarding. It's Eaton's 2nd medal. He took bronze in 2020. It's Houston's 1st. Japan's Yuto Horigome winning back-to-back gold. The American women are on to the quarterfinal in rugby sevens, defeating Great Britain 17-7. And against the backdrop of the Eiffel Tower, Kristen Nuss and Taryn Kluth winning their 2nd beach volleyball match against Australia. They take on China Thursday. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
And staying in Paris, the men's triathlon has been canceled today due to poor water quality in the Seine Paris River, experiencing heavy rain during Friday's opening ceremony and again on Saturday. And pollution in the river typically jumps after heavy rain. Training in the river was canceled both Sunday and Monday. The race will now be on Wednesday, the same day as the women's race. However, there is a chance of scattered thunderstorms today and tomorrow, so we'll see how that plays out. And it's 6:27, still to come on Good Morning Providence. We're following the latest on the mill fire. Good Morning Providence reporter Josh Kerman is live at that scene. Josh? You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC6. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is CJ and Beth with Moss Home Solutions, your local, family-owned cash home buyer.
Do you have a house you want to sell fast for cash? Want to avoid thousands of dollars in repairs and bills? No problem.
We'll beat any cash offer and we'll even give you cash up front.
We buy all types of houses and we want to buy more.
No repairs, no inspections, no waiting, just a guaranteed cash offer and a stress-free sale.
Call us today, 401-326-2626.
That's 401-326-2626.
I started screening for colon cancer because of my late husband, Jay. I wish he could have seen our daughter, Ellie, get married on the best day of her life. But colon cancer took him from us, like it's taken so many others. That's why I've made it my mission to talk about getting screened and ask people to share their reasons why.
I screen for my growing family. Being with them means everything to me.
I screen for my girls. They're always surprising me.
I screen for my son. I'm his biggest fan.
If you're 45 or older and at average risk, it's time to screen. Today, there are more screening options than ever before, including Cologuard.
Cologuard is non-invasive and finds 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages. It's not for those at high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Everyone has a reason to screen for colon cancer. If you're 45 or older, get started at missiontoscreen.com.
Maurice here at Kia of Attleboro. The sizzling hot deals have just arrived. For a limited time, Forte LXS leases are only $189 a month, and all-wheel drive Sportage LX leases are just $237 a month. Plus, we offer first responder and military rebates. Car shopping made easy. Kia of Attleboro, exit 2B off of 95 in South Attleboro, Mass, or online anytime at kiaofattleboro.com.
Warwick Tree Service provides safe and professional service for all your landscape and tree management projects, from tree removal and ground management to land clearing and stump grinding. Our goal is to provide our customers with the highest quality work at an affordable price. Call Warwick Tree Service today. Our team will help safeguard your home or business from unnecessary damage and can provide additional outdoor living space for your family.
Hello, this is Kyle from Warwick Tree Service. Give us a call today for a free estimate.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, Good Morning Providence.
Welcome back to Good Morning Providence. It's 6:30 on this Tuesday morning. I'm Caitlin Gelhaus. Another beautiful look at the sunrise this morning from Rhonda in Tiverton. She's sending this in on our Now Local News app. A hue of pink under those clouds. It's going to be a beautiful day. Let's check in with ABC6 storm tracker meteorologist Ceci Del Carmen. Ceci, I love all these submissions. We're starting to see the sun come up. We didn't get much of that yesterday.
Oh yes, and we're also looking forward to a beautiful sunset. So looking forward to all those videos as well. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Caitlin. Good morning to everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday morning. We're dealing with plenty of fog, and it is actually deteriorating the visibility, especially over central and northern parts of our state, down to 4 miles at the airport, 3 in Smithfield. But it is worse if you are planning to head north and go over the state line into Massachusetts. Worcester down to 1/4 mile. Those current dew points around 70 at the moment, and the temperature quite similar, and that is what's allowing for fog to develop. The temperature and the dew point similar. Dry conditions across much of the area as far as rain is concerned. We do have another system incoming, and that will trigger widespread showers and also the potential for thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow. 70 is the temperature in the city with a partial sunshine. Lovely morning out there, but the humidity, you could really feel it as you head out the door today. And so will be the case during the next few days. I have that forecast and the hour by hour for tomorrow and all that rain that's ahead. Caitlin?
Thanks, Ceci. Certainly want to have the air conditioning on in the car today. No windows down. And speaking of which, let's take a look at our roads for those people out in their morning commute. Not much going on there in the 610 connector. Just people making their way out, but nothing crazy to report here. And we'll get a check on our drive times. You're going to see them pop up on your screen. There they are. 114 northbound White Church to 195. Okay there. As well as 95 northbound Route 4 to Thurbers Ave. 10 minutes. Route 1 northbound Kingstown Road to Route 4. The split 8 minutes. So everything looking good so far. Knock on wood. Emergency crews are returning to an abandoned chemical mill this morning after it went down in a massive fire Monday. We first brought you that story as breaking news right here on Good Morning Providence, and ABC6 News reporter Josh Kerman returning to that scene today to break down what residents can expect today and the latest on any concerns. He's joining us right now live from Woonsocket with more. Josh.
More than 24 hours and emergency crews are still on scene here in Woonsocket as they watch the last bits of this abandoned mill to make sure that they don't fall into the road. Now, if your morning commute happens to include Privilege Street, there is some fair warning. The road is blocked off right now. Now, after responding to calls around 1 a.m. Monday morning, Woonsocket fire crews spent all day fighting a fire here on Privilege Street, trying to clean up the aftermath on scene. You can see still the bricks on the ground from the mill spilling into the roadway yesterday, with a hope to bring in crews to knock down the remaining structures before they could fall and possibly hit any of these other buildings nearby. Now, residents were shocked to see the fallout of this scene, but they weren't necessarily surprised that it happened.
Like I said, I'm really not surprised. You know, we have a lot of old mills in the area, and with all the manufacturing previously, a lot of oil and whatnot on the floors and things, so.
Now, equipment is on scene and crews are expected to come out today to handle the rest of this demolition. Now, as far as environmental concerns go, DEM tells us they worked with Hazmat yesterday to identify any concerns in air pollution, did not find anything of note. They also tell us they looked into Harris Pond, which is behind the mill. They didn't find anything in there yesterday, but they are going to send out another crew today just to make sure. We are expecting this demolition to happen sometime this morning, so we will continue our coverage of this as the day goes on. You can keep up with that on air, online, and on our Now Local News app. For now, live in Woonsocket, Josh Kerman, ABC6 News.
Thanks for that report, Josh. The Woonsocket Water Division says the water advisory should be resolved today for anyone living in the area. It confirmed the mill fire was the cause of residents seeing discolored water. And Janet from Woonsocket says this was the color of their water from the sink on Monday morning. If you do still see brown water like that today, the Water Division recommends you use an outside spigot to flush your lines and avoid using hot water to stop sediment from being drawn into your tanks. And as we get more information at the scene, we'll bring you that right here on air, online, and as you can see here on our Now Local News app submitted from reporters and photogs out there. Jury selection is expected to continue today in the trial of a woman accused of being an accomplice to a deadly hit and run. 17-year-old Olivia Passaretti, an East Greenwich High School junior, was hit by a suspected drunk driver on New Year's Day back in 2022. Aramis Segura and his girlfriend, Alicia Peckham, were charged with multiple felonies in the hit and run crash. Both have pleaded not guilty. I spoke with Passaretti's parents outside the courthouse yesterday as they were heading in.
Nothing brings her back. Nothing.
And this is only part one.
You know, we still are waiting for the monster that drove her off the road at 100 miles an hour. His trial should be coming.
And no word on when Segura's trial will begin, but he is set for a pre-trial conference in August. Peckham's trial continues at Kent County Superior Court this morning. And the suspect in a weekend murder in Providence remains in custody this morning following his arraignment. And now we've learned a lot more about the victim as well. 56-year-old Sean Slaughter is facing 3 charges, including murder, following Saturday's deadly shooting at the Walmart on Silver Spring Street. According to Providence Police, Slaughter and the victim, 51-year-old Eric Campbell, got into an argument while doing maintenance work, which led to Slaughter shooting Campbell. Campbell dying on the scene, officials also telling us both men were from Alabama. And in a statement to ABC 6 News, a representative from Walmart says the store on Silver Spring Street will be, quote, working closely with law enforcement as needed through the course of their investigation. Right now in Foster, an animal rescue league is asking for the public's help after one of its dogs was poisoned with rat poison. According to officials at Vintage Pet Rescue, multiple large pieces of rat poison were found on top of their fences, then falling into their yards. One dog had to be hospitalized after it ate a piece of the poison. That dog is expected to be okay, and now the shelter is asking the public to come forward if you do know anything about the incident. In Middletown, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee will tour Gaudet Middle School to see the state's Beyond the Bell program in action. The program is part of McKee's Learn 365 RI initiative and would see Middletown's K-12 students learning through activities and clubs before the school year kicks off. Governor McKee will tour the program at 12:30 today. The Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank has announced awards for 3 school systems to address the water in the schools. Charahoe, Foster, and Scituate will split the $1.7 million grant to upgrade their drinking water systems to make sure they've eliminated PFAS from the water. The RIIB, in a release, says it still has more than $30 million in grant funding still available to fix outdated water systems. Meanwhile, the Cranston West Little League Softball 10U team is heading to New York following their state championship win, now looking to win a regional championship. Mayor Ken Hopkins, among other local leaders, will be expressing their support for the team, followed by a police escort as the girls hit the road on their journey to Staten Island. The event will take place at Brayton Park this morning at 10. And then tonight, to help the CWLL girls get to Staten Island, the Thirsty Beaver Pub and Grub in Cranston will host a fundraiser. There will be raffles as well as donations at the door, all part of the CWLL's Road to the World Series. That fundraiser starts at 6 at the Thirsty Beaver on Atwood Avenue. And an update this morning on the Vineyard wind turbine blade crisis. In Nantucket, several sections of a turbine blade detached, sending debris into the water and onto the turbine platform. That's according to a new update from the company GE Vernova. And the detachment was not unexpected. This is the first time in a week more debris has fallen from the turbine. Now the U.S. Coast Guard is establishing a 500-meter safety zone around the area. Maritime crews are working to contain and remove the debris. Town officials are reminding the public, notify authorities if any debris does end up on your property. The Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management announcing they're going to begin treating targeted sections of the state to stop the infestation of spotted lanternflies. The DEM will focus on transportation areas and parks for the sprayings. Tomorrow, spraying will begin in Lincoln, Smithfield, Providence, and Pawtucket. They say this time of year is when lanternflies grow to their full adult size. They eat fruit crops and trees and spread through human movement. So if you do see one, RIDEM is asking residents to immediately destroy the pest if you can. The Rhode Island Department of Health is recommending an area pond be reopened. Bacteria levels in the Hope Community Service Pond in Scituate have now gone down to safe levels. RIDO says they will continue to monitor the waters all the way throughout Labor Day. The Cranston League for Cranston Futures will host a ribbon cutting on a $1.2 million addition now completed for their building after 10 months of work. Mayor Ken Hopkins and other elected officials will join the Cranston community for the grand opening that's going to include renovated doorways, common areas, bathrooms, a new gym floor, and bleachers. The ribbon cutting is set to begin this morning at 11. WaterFire Providence has announced 2 partial lightings in the basin of Water Place Park, one of which is going to take place tonight. Tonight's WaterFire will begin promptly at 8:22 p.m. and it will remain lit until 10 o'clock. The second partial WaterFire will take place next Monday, August 5th, with the lighting set to begin at 8:15. The events welcome 4 food trucks serving local food to people who make their way. It starts at 6:30 on Finance Way. Later today, the Rhode Island State Police is hosting a physical fitness preparation session for the class of 2025 applicants. The voluntary prep session is designed to demonstrate the requirements of the physical assessment test and to allow potential applicants to assess their own fitness level. The session will be held at the new training track at Rhode Island College this evening from 4 to 6. And at 6:41, still to come on Good Morning Providence. California continues to battle the Park Fire. We have the latest on the already historic wildfire just ahead. And Apple's new AI features are being delayed when the expected launch is coming up. And it's time for our question of the day. When your car starts making a weird sound, do you put it off or do you fix it right away? I put it off until it gets really bad. I wait until I can save up a few dollars for it, or I fix it immediately. I'm not taking any chances. You can scan the QR code on your screen or head to abc6.com/spotlight to cast your vote. Ceci, what's your answer?
Oh, I already said, you know what, I crank up the music or I just pretend it's the car next to me that's making the noise or that sound. Beautiful weather out there. Looking forward to seasonable temperatures and plenty of sunshine today. Enjoy it because it all goes downhill tomorrow. I have that timeline for you ahead.
You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC6.
Watch ABC6 News first at 4th immediately after Hot Bench.
Not all states have tax-free weekend. We thought you should too, so why wait to buy a mattress? Right now, get 15% off and get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the difference at Jordan's.
When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Emergency plumbing? Done well. So the next time you have a project, join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to care for their home. Get started at Angie.com.
Looking for affordable, dependable quality scooters? Welcome to the Scooter Palace. Our large selection of major brand scooters promises fun and reliability without breaking the bank. Glide through traffic, cruise the coastline, or zip around town with ease. Our timely service department has knowledgeable technicians, and we also offer pickup and delivery service. Why wait? Visit the Scooter Palace today and discover the joy of riding the perfect scooter at an unbeatable price. The Scooter Palace, your ticket to freedom on 2 wheels.
I wanna break out, I wanna shake out, I wanna get out. I gotta move, it's gonna be a Subaru summer.
Subaru Summer is finally here. Escape and explore in a brand new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Get 3.9% financing on select models or lease for just $299 per month.
It's gonna be a Subaru summer.
GMA This Morning, we're about to surprise one small American business with a $50,000 grant live. Why? You don't want to miss this. Plus this week, Matt Damon, Nev Campbell, and Carrie Underwood, all live on Good Morning America.
All rise. You've been served.
What are you gonna do when Christina tries to take our baby?
He's gonna have a total meltdown.
There was an accident.
General Hospital on ABC.
Many states have a tax-free weekend, but you can save too. Meet Bridget to find that perfect mattress and get 15% off and up to 60 months, no interest. Experience the difference at Jordan's.
Welcome back to Good Morning Providence. It's 7:45, on this Tuesday morning. Losing track of time. We're having too much fun. Well, let's get right to the weather. There's a partial water fire lighting tonight, so Ceci's going to fill us in on what we need to know for those of you who are going to head out the door tonight and enjoy that. Ceci.
Yes, absolutely. The hour-by-hour forecast. Right now, we will be seeing a little bit of cloud cover early on in the evening, but as the evening progresses, those temperatures, notice they'll be around the upper 70s, so it'll be warm, it'll be humid, it'll be dry, so that is fantastic. And then at around 9-10 o'clock, a little bit of cloud cover still mingling in the mid 70s. But in the meantime, this is what we're dealing with at the moment, with visibility down to 4 miles in the city, Smithfield 3, and if you're planning to head northwestern portions of the state, looking or seeing that visibility less than a mile, quarter of a mile in Worcester. So this is what we can expect for today. Lovely sunrise in some spots at 5:38 this morning. Lovely sunset that we may be able to enjoy as well at 8:05 this evening. And that brings us to a whole 14 hours and 27 minutes of daylight. Right now, 70, those dew points, current temperatures across the board around 70. The dew point forecast, that humidity expected to remain in place in the 70s. And satellite radar notice dry conditions across the region, with the exception of that fog across some areas, some spots. As we head into tomorrow morning, we'll be dealing with some showers. So keep that in mind and give yourself extra time tomorrow morning. And in the afternoon, we could see a rumble of thunder. And also on Thursday, once again, with the potential for that thunderstorm activity. And then by the weekend, we still could be seeing a slight chance for some showers, but not washout of any days at the moment. Mostly cloudy skies for today. Some sunshine, though. Those temperatures topping out quite seasonable in the mid to low 80s. And then overnight tonight, the skies will be clearing, and then as we head into tomorrow, first thing in the morning, mid 70s. Highs for tomorrow afternoon around 80, and then we crank up the heat as we head into Thursday, Friday. Those temperatures around 90 with plenty of humidity in place. Caitlin?
Thank you, Ceci. If we didn't have to be in bed so early, I think we would go to that water fire, right? Now let's take a look out at our sky cam and see the roads out there. 95 at Branch Ave is what we're going to be looking at. Well, trying to look at, but that's okay. We'll take a look. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, it's kind of going in and out, and that's totally fine. We're going to take a check on our drive times right now. 95 southbound, the south curves into Providence Place, 29 minutes, same as earlier. Okay there. 146 southbound, 295 to 95. Also okay, 7-minute travel time there. Everything looks good on the roads. We'll have to fix that camera though. President Biden is outlining a new plan to reform the Supreme Court. We're learning what prompted him to announce the proposal, which, among other things, would impose term limits on the justices. ABC's Christian Cordero has more on the reaction.
In his first speech since proposing major reforms to the Supreme Court, President Biden said public trust in the court has eroded.
We need these reforms to restore trust in the courts.
Biden is proposing an 18-year term limit for justices, with every president appointing a new justice every 2 years, ensuring consistent renewal of the court. The president also saying justices should be required to disclose gifts, refrain from public political activity, and recuse themselves from cases in which they or their spouses have financial or other conflicts of interest. But the proposal immediately condemned by Republicans.
Rather than accepting that they lost, the Biden-Harris administration has responded with a full-scale attack on the justices who ruled against them.
With a divided Senate and a Republican-controlled House, there's little chance of the plan becoming reality. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson calling it dead on arrival in the House. President Biden with this response to Johnson.
Well, I think his thinking is dead on arrival.
A senior administration official tells ABC News Biden has been considering reforming the court for a while, but the recent Trump immunity ruling prompted him to take action. The president is also calling for a constitutional amendment that would limit presidential immunity, effectively reversing the court's recent decision. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Police in Boston looking for a man who sexually assaulted 5 children at a public pool on the campus of MIT. Now, according to police, the sexual assaults happened at the campus sports and fitness center. On Wednesday, witnesses describe a man in his 30s with a mustache. At the time, he was wearing a lime green shirt. They say he was assaulting kids while the pool was open for recreational swim. The fitness center has since put in a buffer lane between groups of minors in the pool and everyone else. And in California, the Park Fire that has burned more than 370,000 acres is now the 6th largest wildfire in California history. The agency says firefighters are starting to get a handle on the blaze, but it's just one of several ravaging areas in multiple states. Also in California, the Boreal fire is devastating a historic mining community just over a half hour from Phoenix. The Sandstone fire is proving difficult to contain as well. And in Colorado, the Alexander fire is causing evacuations about an hour north of Denver. And as wildfires continue to burn in California, a new study suggests long-term exposure to wildfire smoke can have serious long-term effects on the brain. Researchers analyzed 10 years of data and found the odds of a dementia diagnosis increased after repeated exposure to wildfire smoke. And the problem is increasing over time because of the frequency of extreme fire days, which have doubled since the 1980s. While wildfire smoke seems to carry the highest risk to the brain, pollution from motor vehicles and factories also appears to play a role. The study authors say people can protect themselves from air pollution, including wildfire smoke, by staying inside or wearing an N95 mask. The launch of Apple's new artificial intelligence features have reportedly been postponed. Bloomberg News says the rollout won't happen in time for the company's release of overhauls in iPhone and iPad software. People familiar with the matter say those updates are planned for September. The AI features now coming out by October. Apple Intelligence would be available on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max and iPad and Mac with its M1 chip and later versions. McDonald's have released its sales figures, and apparently customers aren't loving it. The fast food giant reported sales at U.S. stores open at least a year fell 0.7% last quarter compared to the same period a year earlier. Globally, sales dropped 1%. Starbucks, Burger King, Wendy's, and other rivals are also reporting less foot traffic and lower overall sales. Customers have pulled back spending on fast food because of higher prices caused by inflation. And it's 6:52. We'll be right back with a look for your news on the go. Plus, Ceci will be back with your on the go forecast. You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC 6. Stick with us.
Download the Now Local News app today and upload your pics and videos. You could see your very own story on the air and earn points towards rewards and gift cards.
Watch ABC 6 News first at 4 immediately after Hot Bench.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Banson. Thank you for putting your trust in the ABC 6 Storm Trackers.
At Westerly Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Newport Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we have the inventory. With over 230 vehicles on our lot, you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And during the Make This the Summer event, we have 24 Jeep Compass leases starting at just $269 a month and 24 Jeep Grand Cherokee leases starting at just $479 a month. Visit us at one of our convenient locations in Westerly or Newport today. Now, part of the Priority Automotive Group.
Summer gets me thinking about the little things, like my fantastic small space furniture. I've got small footprint styles that pull double duty as a workspace, and Party Central at night. Durable, multifunctional youth furniture, and best-selling sectionals that store more, sleep more, and look as good as they feel. Shop Bob's for all your small space needs. Trust me, I know a thing or two about being small. When you can get furniture that fits your style, space, and budget, there's only one thing to say. Oh my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
This week, Vice President Harris puts her new campaign in motion as Democrats rally behind her. The nation waits to hear from President Biden at this historic moment. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on television.
Show me Celebrity Family Feud.
So
here.
excited. I'm here.
What TV host have you had romantic fantasies about?
Steve Harvey.
Celebrity Family Feud. New tonight on ABC.
Shut up. I've got to hear this. Hard day. I'm here to do business. I am a judge. It sounds funny when I said it.
I have some exciting news. I don't know, maybe we should have a drum roll for this.
All summer long, your favorite stars are guest hosting Kimmel.
Absolutely insane idea.
Tune in to see who's behind the desk.
What could possibly go wrong?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Welcome back. It's 6:55 on this Tuesday morning. Time for your news on the go. All your headlines, weather, and traffic. Emergency crews are still on the scene of the abandoned chemical mill this morning in Woonsocket after it went down in a massive fire Monday. We've seen fire crews putting out hot spots and even saw new flames at the mill this morning. Demolition of what's left of the mill is expected to start today. The Department of Environmental Management is also investigating. The Cranston West Little League softball 10U team is heading to Staten Island looking to win their regional championship tournament. Cranston Mayor Ken Hopkins will be expressing his support for the team, followed by a police escort as the girls begin their journey for another trophy. The event will take place at Brayton Park this morning, starting at 10. And the Bipartisan Constitutional Convention Commission will meet at 11 this morning for the first public hearing in the lead up to Election Day. The 12-person commission will hear from residents about their concerns on changing the Constitution and what they would want to see in possible amendments. Residents will then vote for or against changing the Constitution on their ballots come November in the general election. And let's get one last look at the forecast with Ceci Del Carmen here in the Weather Center. Ceci, what should we know before we go and don't see everyone until noon?
Exactly. It'll be humid. We're going to be enjoying some sunshine out there. These temperatures heading back to seasonable this afternoon into the mid 80s. 71 is the temperature in the city at the moment. Those dew points around 70. That is quite oppressive. Today will be with a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures climbing into the mid 80s. 84 is the normal high. Heading out to the partial water fire this evening. This is what you can expect. Some clouds, lovely evening, those temperatures in the upper 70s and that humidity. So just keep that in mind. Bring plenty of water, and then we're going to be dealing with showers and possible thunderstorms tomorrow. Heat and humidity Thursday, Friday. Caitlin.
Thanks, Ceci. Excited to see the sun back today. And now we're going to take a look out there. Traffic one last time just before we get to 7 o'clock. A lot more cars out there, 95 at Branch Ave. It's just about to be 7 o'clock. People are making their way out there. As I mentioned, let's check on our heat map. Commuters out there, look, it's green, no red, which is always a good sign. Whether you use this heat map or the Apple Maps, you never like to see the red, of course. But we will be back with your news at noon. That's all for now. Good Morning America is coming up next. Be sure to tune in with us at noon. And for the latest news, traffic, and weather anytime, abc6.com is always on. We'll see you at noon.
Closed captioning brought to you by
Hope Real Estate, always going the extra mile to get you home.
ABC6 is getting you ready to go back to school, and we want to see what you looked like back in the day as we all prepare for another year. Share a photo with us on our Now Local News app and then watch to see it on Good Morning Providence. It's a fun and easy way for everyone to get ready to go back to school.
Oh, my denture is uncomfortable.
Dracula, let's fight back against discomfort with new Polygrip Power Max Hold and Comfort. It has superior hold, plus keeps us comfy all day with its pressure-absorbing layer.
Time for the bite.
If your mouth could talk, it would ask for
Polygrip.
Many states have a tax-free weekend. Well, we thought you should save too. Right now, get 15% off everything and get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the difference at Jordan's.
Live Sunday, September 15th, it's the Emmys. Find out who wins the year's top honors.
I have to put this down. I still don't have the strength.
Zing! Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
When television's biggest night comes to ABC.
I love this part. And the Emmy
goes to...
I'm a winner, baby!
The Emmys, live Sunday, September 15th on ABC and next day on Hulu.
Stay tuned for Good Morning America, starting in 60 seconds with the nation's top headlines and news from around the world, live from Times Square in New York.
And I said, Doc, I don't want surgery. He said, well, you have no choice. I said, the Lord's going to heal me. And as he started to walk out of the room, I said, hey, Doc, I want a second opinion. He said, I'll take you to MRI right before surgery, and that'll be your second opinion. And he said, well, Ms. Cranford, looks like you may be getting your wish. The pictures look a little different this morning than they did yesterday.
On the 700 Club, Tuesday at 9 a.m.
My name's Morgan Guillory. I am a cleaning lady, a single mom with 3 kids, and an IQ north of 160. So helping the cops solve a murder is literally the easiest part of my day.
What is she supposed to do?
Spot the things my detectives miss.
Ta-da! This is my first interrogation. When did we get to hit him with a phone book? You want me to go in there and flip the table?